Hello people, Steven here once again. Nice for y'all to be checking in with me. It's been a pretty crazy week. Lots of stuff has happened. Lots of life changes going on. Don't really know what I want to talk about, but I know I want to talk, so I'm talking. Well, here it goes. Life. What is life? Is it just a random assortment of single-celled organisms that came together 3.5 billion years ago and formed us, thinking matter that was able to conceptualize our greater existence? Is life something more than that? Is life just a fluke of evolution? Or is evolution not quite what we were told it was? I've always asserted that evolution is real, but it isn't just a random evolution. And it's quite a bit faster than scientific minds tend to postulate. I think that evolution is not a random series of mutations that increases or decreases the likelihood of a being to become more apt to procreate, better suited to its environment. That's just not the case. Life evolves along the lines that we draw. We are the conscious co-creators of our own physical bodies. Several years ago, it probably wasn't even several years ago, I was 240 pounds. And I thought a lot about my body. I felt pretty insecure inside my flesh back then, mostly because my ex-wife cheated on me quite a bit, and it made me feel unattractive. But then I stopped giving a fuck, and whenever I stopped caring about the thing that I was focusing on, negatively focusing on, I lost 100 pounds. I got the stereotypical magazine six-pack. I grew muscles. I was no longer putting the negative thought out there, nor a positive thought. I was just letting what was be. I've been praying a lot lately. I think of prayer like this. Meditation is you listening to God. Prayer is you talking to God. So it's this constant flip between meditation and prayer. Letting myself loose and then retracting so I could pay attention to the answer the universe was giving me. And I pray two different ways. I give thanks. Even in the darkest of days, in the blackest of nights, I give thanks. And the other way I pray is like this. Lord, let your will be done, not my own. Because I might think that I know what I want at any given point in time, but I don't. Not truly. I never know what's really good for me. I will say this, I want something really bad right now I haven't wanted in a long time. But the Lord's will, not my own, be done. We'll see how it goes. I've got a few more days to decide. I met a girl. She's a massage therapist of sorts. What many of you would call an energetic healer. She has a pretty decent clientele worked out. She works outside of her house, but she's managed to support herself and be a pretty awesome mom while doing something that I respect utterly. We've talked quite a bit lately. Last few nights we've talked for 9 hours on the phone. Like 9 hours a night. She checks all my boxes. I'm starting to wonder if she might be my third gate. Her name. One guess what her name is. Her name is Alice. Her name is Alice. Fitting that I'd find Alice at the bottom of the rabbit hole. But I only found her whenever I stopped looking. Just like I only lost weight whenever I stopped giving a thought. I want to extend a thank you to Ben. You know why, Ben, and I appreciate it. You people have been a lot of support to me over the years. Over this year, I should say. I appreciate all of you guys. Remember that life only happens the way that you want it to whenever you stop wanting it to work that way. And whenever you stop wanting it to work that way, sometimes it doesn't always happen the way that you want it to, but it happens the way that it needs to. I'm reminded of a line from Doctor Who, one of my favorite science fiction shows, where the Doctor, a time-traveling alien who looks very human, met his time machine in the flesh. They actually turned his time machine into a humanoid, and she was able to communicate with him and talk to him. And the time machine, called the TARDIS, which stands for Time and Relative Dimension in Space, was able to finally talk to the Doctor. And his love, his ultimate love, is the TARDIS. The TARDIS is, more than any woman ever, more than his wife, River Song, more than anyone, the person he loves the most is the TARDIS, the entity he loves the most. And he says to her whenever he has the chance to finally talk to her in person, he says, "Why didn't you take me where I wanted to go all those times?" And she said, "I didn't always take you where you wanted to go, but I always took you where you needed to go." So I have faith in the wind that blows me, and I have faith in the universe. And I have faith in the greater humanity. The next video I make is going to be a video about all the things that bug me. All the things that grind my gears. So that should be fun. Look forward to that. But I really do love you guys. Whenever my wife told me she no longer wanted to be with me, she said she felt like there was another person, and that person was the goddess. She felt like Alice was the other woman. Maybe she was right. My ex-wife was not my soulmate. She told me that a long time ago, back in 2015. I should have listened to her, and I did. I just didn't want to believe it. Life is a funny thing. And the third gate is the gate that you can only go through whenever you no longer want to go through it. Only those who don't want to enter are allowed entrance. As a warning to all of y'all who have shown me love whenever my best friend, my ex-wife, refused to show me even a little bit of kindness. You guys showed me love. So because of that, I want you guys to know what's about to happen. I believe this in my heart of hearts. After I cross this third gate, it's only a matter of time before Yellowstone goes off. So, if you're anywhere within the immediate Ashfall vicinity, I hope you have a storm cellar and some food stocked up. It's going to happen soon. I've been saying this for over a year now. It's one of the first things that Alice told me. Yellowstone is going to erupt before you know it. And I know that it's timed out with me passing through this third gate, and I'm pretty sure I'm at the cusp of this third gate, so Yellowstone will be going off. Yellowstone will be blowing up. I don't care if you don't believe me, it's going to happen. Just look at some of the videos about Yellowstone. And remember, I've said this for over a year now before there were any kind of warning signs popping up. But you've had steamboat geyser going off now every 7 or 6 days. You've had new fissures open up. You've had them closing boardwalks. You've had new gas erupting out of Yellowstone Lake. You've had the bison and the wolves flee the area. You've had swelling of the ground. You've had earthquakes, and we've had big earthquakes going on right now. All the planets in the solar system are on the same side of the sun right now. And whenever that happens, there's always disturbances in Earth's gravitational field. There's always earthquakes, there's always volcanic eruptions. And there are about 70 volcanoes going off right now all across the planet. It's not just Hawaii. It's not just Honduras. It's not just Guatemala. It's not just Indonesia. It's not just India. Hell, the biggest volcano in Europe erupted a couple weeks ago. It's going to happen soon. Look at our weather patterns. Look at how big some of these hurricanes are. Hell, there's a cyclone in the Atlantic that's almost 1,200 miles wide going for Britain. There's a rare cyclone right now in the Mediterranean. We've had multiple hurricanes hit Hawaii, or at least come close to Hawaii. One of the biggest hurricanes ever recorded hit Taiwan recently, or came close to it. These earth changes are upon us. And all the warning signs they said would predict Yellowstone have already started to happen, if not already happened. Yellowstone will go off before you know it. I know it, and I've known it for a while now, and I know that she's a huge part of this. So if you listen to this, know. And whenever it happens, remember who told you. And if you're one of the lucky ones, I'll see you whenever the dust settles. Once again, love you guys. Love you guys very much. I will put a PayPal link in the description of this video because I'm desperate right now to have some funds. A lot of stuff has happened over this last couple of weeks and I'm completely depleted. So if you have it and can spare it, I could use it. So once again, I appreciate you guys beyond. You 477 people are the most important people in my life, besides my daughters, who I can't see. So if you can see this, if you can help, please. If not, let's get off my back. The universe always sees me through. So I got the red bracelet for Kabbalah, and Kabbalah is how Allah talks with us through the cube of Allah. Remember that. Remember what I said. Have a good night. I love you guys.